Hi everybody, Bob with Knives Town here. Today we're going to take a look at a knife from DPX Gear. That company is based in Maniago, Italy, and they make survival knives and equipment for survival. This particular model is the Hest 2 Safari, and this is a limited edition version of the Hest 2. You can get different Hest 2 versions, the Woodsman, and I can't remember. There's a couple of them, and this one is a limited edition, though, the Safari model. There's the familiar laughing skull, laughing at you. This is, if I can show you that there, Safari 2. Take a look at this. It's a well-made knife. Comes again from Maniago, Italy, one of the knife-making capitals of the world. I think it's a pretty decent offering. Comes wrapped in this paper. And it arrives with its own leather sheath. Italian leather, of course. Made in Italy. It has just a vertical carry option only. There you go. And it does have get up there for you. There's the logo, DPX Gear. It's got a heavy snap. It's nicely made. It's a drop-in sheath, no retainer snap or retainer ring or anything like that. There you go. I can smell the leather. The knife comes out, and there you go. Yeah. It's a handsome-looking knife. It's got some unique shaping to it, and that all has a purpose. Specs on that: it's a 3.1 inch blade, and that is it is a tool steel, which is a good hard steel. That's about a 60 Rockwell hardness. It's a thick too. It's 5 millimeters thick, so you've got a good robust thickness there, and it retains it all the way out as far as it can to the tip. So it's a good strong knife. It's got a stout, rather short, stout blade, so you're not gonna have any fear of that breaking or anything. The overall length of the knife is 7.6 inches. 4 1/4 ounces. The scales here is made of Brazilian Santos wood, and of course it's just full tang, just one full piece of steel. The shape of that blade, it's sort of a exaggerated drop point a little bit there. It's got a lot of belly, and it serves a lot of good purposes that way. It's a good choice for a survival knife. It'll certainly do any kind of just general duty cutting. Certainly it would be a good skinning knife or a good hunting knife for dressing game. It would be you could certainly use it in a defensive role as well. And in addition to that, this knife has a few features incorporated into it to make it a bit of a survival tool. We'll take a look at the blade here. The blade has, you'll notice this notch at the top there, and that is supposed to be a bottle opener there, or cap lifter, as you will. It also serves as a good indexing point for the thumb, and adds a little bit of control, blade control or tip control when your thumb is there. Then a little bit further back, we've got some jimping here, which is different sizes, and that is actually, those are actually wire stripping pieces. They double as wire strippers, so it's, you know, jimping and wire stripping. Right there in the center, of course, you're noticing a hex nut, or a hex, that's for a hex driver. Put a hex driver in there, and it's a 1/4 inch, so 1/4 inch hex driver. So put a driver in there, and then you've got a wrench. Or I suppose if you could fit that right down on something, you could just use it as a wrench itself. But with the handles, you know, that would be a little difficult. So it's meant for as a driver. Put a driver in there. The tail here has a pry bar on it, and that's actually got a pretty good edge on it. Actually, I mean it's not sharp, but it's the next thing to it. It comes to a good point right there, so you could really, you know, you could get that under something that's pretty low and pry it up. It's good and useful that way. It's got a lanyard hole there. The handle scales, I said, Brazilian Santos wood, and inside here is a storage compartment. So these screws here, they're double. I mean, they can be removed by either an Allen wrench or a slotted screwdriver. So they kind of double up that way, slotted or Allen. It's an attractive knife. Down here it says made by Lion Steel. I'll see if I can get in on that for you. But that is the company that makes this, Lion Steel, made in Italy. They make the steel and so forth for these knives. That's a good using knife. It's comfortable in the hand. The scales are rounded all around. And I don't think there's any way that's going to break or chip or anything. This is a fire plug of a knife, so you're going to get a pretty good lifetime out of that. It does have a lifetime warranty on it, of course. So that's a good knife to consider if you're looking for a personal survival knife. It's not you know, the Rambo style knife. Obviously, it's not the huge thing. This is perhaps, you know, a belt knife, or maybe in the waistband is the way you would carry that. Obviously on the belt, or you don't have to carry it that way. But it's a small personal sized survival knife that you could get a lot done with. That's the DPX Hest 2 limited editions Safari. All right. Well, thanks a lot. I'll see you again.